Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. So today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some brutal truths about this whole mindset on the weight loss journey. Alright, so what I'm talking about today might, if I'm not careful, sound contradictory to what I have said in the past. That is why I have 2 pages of notes over here so that I can try to keep my wording in the way that I want so that it doesn't come off like I'm contradicting myself, basically. I do firmly believe in everything I've said. I do believe, especially in things like the motivational meme of the week last week, where I said, imperfection is not failure. That is true. I do believe, like somebody said in the comments, that it's progress, not perfection. That is true. We are going to mess up. Nobody, not a single person who has ever lost weight successfully did it without messing up. It's going to happen. There's not a single way that anybody is powerful enough to do that. There is no body that is capable of, all right, today's the day, I'm going to change my entire life. The way I've lived for the past, 34 years, it's not going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. I do understand that. I do agree with that. Obviously, I just had a mess up last week, or a moment last week. And the thing is, those happen. They're going to happen. And the first step, I do believe, is learning to forgive yourself and move on. That is important. But there's where you have to be careful. That's where we all have to be careful, because that can create a whole new habit of, okay, I messed up. I had a moment. I'm going to try to call them moments. I don't like mess up. But I had a moment, and I'm moving on. And then the next month, I had another moment, but I'm moving on. I'm not being down on myself. I'm not being guilty. I'm not criticizing myself. I'm getting right back on that bandwagon. And then the next month it happens again. And then maybe the next week. And the next week. Or maybe the next day. Or that entire week. Or next thing you know, it's been 6 months since you've actually behaved for a whole week or even for a whole day. And that can be a very, very slippery slope and slippery spiral. Yes, it is important to forgive yourself. It is important not to hold on to that and be angry at yourself or any of that. And it is important to jump right back on. All of that is very important. But each time we have one of these moments, we need to view them as learning experiences. We need to actually grow from those moments. When you have a moment, maybe I shouldn't say moment as much, but when you have a moment, you need to analyze it at least a little bit afterwards. You've come to a place where you're at peace with it and you're able to move on, but what could I have done differently? Was there something I could have done to see that coming? My moment last week, yeah, I could have saw it coming. Rewatching videos, yeah, I saw, I'm straight up mentioned, I'm craving everything. When those are happening, that's when you need to analyze what is going on, because it is going to eventually trigger something if you do not do something about it. So I have learned the things, like I said, the stuff with my friends and stuff going on in my personal life, I needed to address those. I couldn't help too much with my friends besides being a listening ear, but I needed to learn how to get those emotions that I've taken from them out of me. And then my own personal issues, I needed to actually address those. I am notorious for putting them on a shelf and ignoring them. But now I am learning to address them. And when those signs are happening, I can see them coming and be like, all right, whoa. Before I have another moment, let me assess the situation and change things up. Because if we are not learning from this, it's not going to last very long. And so from there, if we're learning from it, the next step is we have to change our mindset. It is not just a matter of, I want to lose weight. If I mess up, I'm going to forgive myself. Now I'm able to learn from it, but you have to see what you can do to prevent it from happening. And so with that, I've talked in the past about it. I'm sure every YouTuber talking about weight loss talks about it. Your why has to be important. So it's not just a matter, like, I have my list up here on my wall of my whys. I have all of them, the ones that are very minuscule and the ones that are highly important. The ones that are highly important are related to health. I don't want to die young. My mother passed away when she was 55 years old, and I am a firm believer she would still be here if she had lost weight. Every complication she had was because of weight. And I don't want to be that person. I want to learn from her mistakes and not repeat them myself. And so that is very important to me. So when you guys pick your why, figure out your reason and your why, it has to be that eye-opening, my life has to change why. And when your why is important enough, it becomes more than just your motivation. Like, motivation is great, but it needs to change and turn into dedication and commitment. Because if it's just a motivation, it might not be enough. Because yes, all of our whys are very important, but you cannot successfully go on this journey depending on something as flippant as your motivation. Because as much as I am passionate about, not wanting to die at 55, I can forget that very easily. I put it all over the place so I can remind myself, but if it's just a motivation, it's too easy to forget about. And our emotions and our motivations, they can change at the drop of a hat. So it cannot depend on something as flimsy as motivation. It has to be dedication. It has to be commitment. Because if it's not, you're going to keep having those moments. So if that is powerful enough that it becomes your dedication, that's when you can get through. I know I might sound a little hypocritical coming off of a week where I did have a moment, but as I said, I am learning from it. And now that it is a dedication and commitment, it's more than just coming from a place of motivation, if that makes sense. So basically, we have to see this whole journey as like a job. Job's an ugly word for a lot of people, but it pays the bills. I'm able to live in a house because of my job. I do happen to love my job, but I guarantee there are plenty of days that I don't feel like going in. I want to sleep in. I got a little bit of a headache. I don't want to go. I don't feel like it. I don't have the motivation. I'm not having the mojo to go to work. But I still go to work, and so do you guys, unless you're, retired or, lucky enough that you don't have to for some reason. But we have to do it, even if we're not feeling like it, because bills got to be paid. So, yeah, instead of me sitting on my ass all day playing video games or watching TV or partying with friends, I go to work. And that's because it's a need. It's a want. It's something I am dedicated to. It is something I am committed to because I don't want to end up homeless. Same thing with the weight loss journey. It has to be something that I don't want to end up dead at age 55 or younger or even a little bit older than that. I don't want to die young in general. So I have to be motivated for it to the point that it is dedication. I have to be dedicated to it. We have to. You have to. Because if not, it's not going to stick. We're going to keep falling off. Like a lot of people, myself included, I've tried for 4 years. I slowly gained weight back, and then I kept trying to lose weight, and I was not holding on to it because I was too dependent on waiting for the motivation to happen, waiting for the inspiration to strike, waiting to be ready. You're never going to be ready. Life does not wait for you to be ready, no matter what the situation is, but especially with weight loss. So we just have to be committed. Because believe me, I've been going, 8 months or so? And I'm down 56-ish pounds. I'm actually recording this before my weigh-in, so whatever happened Sunday, that's what I'm down. And yeah, there's been plenty of time, besides when things built up and I had a moment, there's been plenty of times where I don't want to do it. It's hard. I don't want to get out there and walk. And then I end up not walking for like 3 weeks. So instead, I'm learning from that, and I got exercise equipment and stuff that I can do here at my house so that I can keep doing it, not because I want to. My thighs are sore as all get out right now. My arms are, but it's something that I have to do. I don't want to die. So I have to do these things that I don't like to do. I hate exercise with a passion. I love pizza. I love cheeseburgers. I love pie. I don't know. I love food. But I love myself more. I have to do this to keep around. Yes, I talk a lot about you can have what you want on Weight Watchers. And you can. You can still have those stuff. But I guarantee you can't have it in the portions that I used to have. Yes, I may still go to McDonald's a little too often. I may have like pizza like once a week. But I'm not having it every day. I'm not eating an extra large pizza every single day, or 2 combos from the Chinese restaurant for dinner like I used to, because I can't. I have to do this for my life, for my health. And that is because my reason, my why is powerful enough that despite these moments that happen, I'm not giving up. And you guys can't either. I get questions all the time about how to find the motivation, how to find the willpower. And honestly, like I said, those aren't going to help you. You have to find your reason, find your why. And if it's important enough to you, it will work. It will make you dedicated. It'll make you committed to the journey. And so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it's not too rude, because yes, there's plenty of things to be motivating, but nothing can be motivating enough until you change the thought of needing to be motivated. You have to be self-driven. You have to be basically everything a job is looking for. Like if you're applying somewhere, they're looking for self-driven people. They're working for motivated people that are willing to do above and beyond. They're willing to come in and do it even when they don't feel like it. They're not going to call in all the time. They're not going to show up late all the time. All of those things need to be applied to your mindset about weight loss. Pretend that there is a doctor or somebody. Pretend weight loss is a person and you are reporting to them every day. And the thing is, though, this is even more important than reporting to a job. Because, yeah, if I don't show up to work, if I lose my job, I'll lose my house or my apartment. I might get kicked out. I do have friends that I could move in with. I might end up sleeping in my car. Who knows? But something would figure out. It would work out somehow. I wouldn't just end up dead. But if I don't treat this weight loss journey as more important than a job, I will end up dead. And that's very important to remember, because that's the real facts of things. Is it can lead to death. It can lead to major health complications that ultimately lead to that. Obviously, not every person is experiencing major health issues. Luckily, mine are still minor, but they all run in my family, and every health risk is increased because of my weight. And that is becoming very, very real, and that's good. It's scary, but it's good that it's becoming real, because I am going to do something about it and prevent it from happening. And it doesn't have to be something as extreme as death for you guys, because I know there are plenty of people that are in their 80s and 90s that have been obese most of their life. But at the same time, on top of my not wanting to die young thing, which in my case I really do think would happen, but it could also just be quality of life. Ask those people that are obese their entire life if there was something that they missed out on, if there was stuff they couldn't do, if there were things that they wish they could have done but their weight prevented them. I guarantee, because at 34 I've missed out on a lot of stuff because of my weight. And life's only getting more and more exciting and more things going on the older I get. And I want to be there for them, and I want to be able to do them. So yeah, that's what I got, guys. That is all. Hopefully this made sense. Hopefully nothing came off mean, because I didn't try to come off mean. I'm hoping I didn't. But it's just a wake-up call that I needed like 8 months ago, and I feel like I've never addressed that on here, because I do try to be inspirational. I do try to uplift everyone. I do try to give motivation and all of that stuff, but ultimately there's some stuff that is just you gotta do it. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about today's video. Share it if you think it'll help somebody. Comment if it helped you. I would love to hear that. Tell me if you think I'm crazy. I don't know. All of that stuff. But please let me know in the comments down below. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm posting videos at least 3 times a week, so you can get a lot of stuff if you do. And yeah, until Thursday when I do my next motivational meme of the week, I'll talk to you guys later.